We have two for the price of one for you today here at Athletic Park in Wausau, Wisconsin, as the Wisconsin Rapids Raptors are in town to take on the Wausau Woodchucks in tonight's doubleheader. Hello everyone, Will Charlton here, and welcome into the Northwoods League Baseball Network. Game one is going to be the resumption of the briefly started game from this past Thursday, where Wisconsin Rapids recorded one hit but was not able to bring in a run. We're going to start in the bottom of the first with the Wausau Bats here in game one in this 9-inning game, and then game two will be a 7-inning game that starts as soon as possible after game one concludes. While these teams were supposed to play each other Thursday and Friday in a home-and-home set, neither got played in full due to weather. But let's now recap the past games for each club. For the Raptors, they're coming off a split with Green Bay after winning yesterday by a score of 9-1. Hitting 4 home runs in the game was a big reason for the win. And it started with a 2-run shot by Aiden Brewer of North Carolina Greensboro in the second inning. Then it was Anthony Gallison of Coastal Carolina hitting his first of 2 home runs in the game, a 2-run in the fourth that would give the Raptors a then 4-0 lead. He would hit another in the 8th and be joined in the club by Jorge DeGatti of Indiana, who hit one in the 9th. Watch out for Gallison in the games tonight, though, as along with the 2 home runs he also had a single in Sunday's win over Green Bay and comes in batting .270 on the season to tonight's games. Wausau's season-long losing streak is now at 5 after a second straight sweep, this time at the hands of the Lakeshore Chinooks after Sunday's loss of 4-2. Wausau only had 4 hits in the game, with none being RBIs, but Mike Adair of Dayton hit a leadoff double in the first inning, and Dwight Allen of Georgia hit his second double in just 2 games played as well. Allen is not in the original lineup for game one, but someone to look out for tonight, as he has 3 hits in only 2 games played so far. With the Rafters at 11-11, the Woodchucks at 9-13, here are the other standings in the Great Lakes, starting with the West. Fond du Lac and Madison are tied for first at 14-11 each. Then it's Green Bay, Wisconsin Rapids, Wausau, and Lakeshore in last. Kalamazoo has a 2-game lead in the East over second place Rockford, followed by Traverse City, Battle Creek, Kokomo, and Kenosha. That brings us to the keys to tonight's game, starting with the Rafters. Holding Wausau to less than 4 runs, as that's been a big reason they've had success in this season series thus far, hitting 3 or more extra base hits and production from the bottom of the order. The Woodchucks need to limit errors, as they committed 10 in the previous set against Lakeshore. Need to score 5 or more runs, and they need late inning offense. Now the pitchers of game one is, even though it was Brian Ranke who started the game originally on Thursday, it'll be Dominic Reed of Oklahoma State who will take over to start inning 2 for Wausau. The Rafters will be sticking with Drake Fries of the University of San Diego. Fries is starting for the 5th time, has a 1-0 record and an earned run average of 3.19. Reed is starting for the 2nd time, has an 0-2 record and a 3.57 ERA. The Rafters look to win a 2nd game in a row and improve to 2-1 here at Athletic Park, while Wausau is looking to break the 5-game losing streak that was mentioned earlier and win a 3rd game over the Rafters this season. We'll be back with starters in first pitch right after this on the Northwoods League Baseball Network. Dominic Reed and the Woodchucks have taken the field once again on defense, and that means we are ready for the 3rd inning here on the Northwoods League Baseball Network. Levi Jensen, the catcher for the Rafters, will lead off the inning, and he takes first pitch fastball low outside corner from Dominic Reed, who did allow 1 hit to Gallison in the 2nd. But now it's Levi Jensen coming to the plate to start off the inning, and now he is down 0-2. Is the catcher from the University of North Alabama by way of Luck, Wisconsin. And Reed just misses outside on the 0-2. Trying to go right at Jensen, who's now playing in his 37th game, only batting 103. Only has 10 hits on the season, all singles, and has driven in 7 runs and has been walked 11 times. But even though he's not necessarily having the best season at the dish, well, next time he comes up to the bat, I will talk about what I was going to say. But Dominic Reed picks up his first strikeout. It's a punch out of Levi Jensen. The Northwoods League is giving you the opportunity to play NWL Lucky 7 every day. For your shot at $100,000, you can find the NWL Lucky 7 game at northwoodsleague.com under the gaming tab. Answer 7 questions correctly about action in the Northwoods League, and you could win $100,000. The game is free to play. You must be at least 21. Terms and conditions apply. So now it comes to the guy who technically already has a hit in the game, and Ty Johnson, the leadoff man at the top of the order for the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters. As the 0-1 just misses low and outside to Johnson, who already is 1 for 1 in this game in his 53rd game played now. Picked up his 10th double of the season in the first inning, if you will, and he fouls off the 1-1. The soon-to-be Baylor Bear, Ty Johnson, who is playing second base in this game today, native of Flower Mound, Texas. As the 1-2 is swung and missed at. That is strikeout number 2 and back-to-back strikeouts for Dominic Reed. This time it is swinging by Johnson. And Reed inching closer and closer to 30 strikeouts on the season now at 26 total. If he can get 4 more in this game, that would be a third straight appearance of 6 or more strikeouts in the outing. And that will put him at 30 on the season. Like mentioned, he came in with 15 in back-to-back appearances. Like mentioned, 8 strikeouts in his last appearance against Kokomo on July 23rd. And the 5-2 loss for the Woodchucks. As that brings up Jorge DeGatti, who hits one into left field. It's got some carry, but not enough. As it's Mike Adair, who makes the grab for out number 3. That is a 1-2-3 inning for the Woodchucks on defense. DeGatti just misses it, and that'll bring back up the Woodchucks to bat when we come back on the Northwoods League Baseball Network. Drake Fries avoids giving up runs to the Woodchucks as the Chucks have left 2 runners stranded in scoring position. And it is still 0-0 as Dominic Reed comes back out for the start of the 6th inning. He's first facing off here against Levi Jensen, who is 1 of 3 strikeouts. And Jensen will put a hit on the board, as Jensen is now only the 2nd base runner allowed in the game by Reed. He swings at the first pitch he sees, sends it into center field to Mark Schallenberger. Levi Jensen, who was 1 for 3 yesterday against Green Bay, now back-to-back days with a hit, as he picks up his 11th hit of the season now. And that brings up Ty Johnson. The Rafters are going through it for a 3rd time now. A little bit of a Texas matchup here. Soon to be Big 12 matchup between Oklahoma State and Baylor, as Johnson is transferring to Baylor from McLennan Community College. And the one time between these two, Johnson struck out swinging. The 2nd of 3 so far in the game for Dominic Reed, who had retired 14 straight batters before Levi Jensen picked up the leadoff single to start the inning. There still is not anyone warming up in the Woodchucks bullpen, so they're going to let Reed ride it out for a bit. As Johnson hits this one to Donahoe, 4, and the putout at second will not be in time. Donahoe is going to put an error on the board for the Woodchucks. And that is not a common theme with this team. That is now 18 errors in the last 6 games for the Woodchucks. A team who had 8 errors in the game against Lakeshore on Saturday. Now it's 18 errors in the last 6 games for the Woodchucks defensively. And their defensive play has been a big issue for them, as now all of a sudden the Rafters have 2 base runners here in the 6th. A ball that definitely could have been a double play ball. And there's still no outs with Jorge DeGatti to the plate, one of the other home run hitters yesterday for the Rafters against the Green Bay Rockers. And DeGatti fouls off the 1-0 off his foot. The Northwoods League is giving you the opportunity to play NWL Lucky 7 every day for your shot at $100,000. You can find the NWL Lucky 7 game at northwoodsleague.com under the gaming tab. Answer 7 questions correctly about action in the Northwoods League, and you can win $100,000. The game is free to play. Must be at least 21. Terms and conditions apply. So both teams looking to get something working here in these last couple of half innings, as the Rafters have runners on first and second. And the 1-1 to DeGatti. Misses low on outside on the cutter. The Woodchucks would love a ground ball here. 2-1 is sent into center field. And Mark Schallenberger is going to make a throw into home. And it's a very smart idea to be held up at third for Jensen. But that is now the second single in the inning, and that has loaded the bases with no outs. The Rafters have a great chance to try and jump in front. As now Dominic Reed in a little bit of a hole here. But this is where the air really hurts you for the Woodchucks. They could have potentially had 2 outs on the board, and that would have just been a 2-out single that put DeGatti at first. But no, now you have bases loaded and no outs. So the 18th error in the last 6 games loads the bases for Brendan Bobo, who can give the Rafters a 4-0 lead with one swing of the bat easily. Brendan Bobo is a guy who is no stranger to home runs. He has 10 home runs on the season. Had 16 last year with the Rafters, now has 10 already this year in 40 games played, and he was trying for it there. But instead, he swings through the off-speed by Reed. Bobo, a guy with 37 hits on the season, only a .239 batting average, but that is because he is strictly a power hitter. 9 doubles, 1 triple, 10 home runs, and 39 RBIs. Great chance to put the Rafters in front, but Reed gets him on the changeup there, and he's down 0-2. Now the million-dollar question is, what do you do with this 0-2 count here? Because you don't want a ball to get behind McGann if you're Reed, and you don't want to go right at Bobo with a fastball. 0-2, it's inside, and it is a splitter that misses low. So Bobo stays patient. The Cal State Fullerton Titan, Brendan Bobo from Santa Cruz, California, in the transfer portal. 1-2, and Bobo hits one into right field, and that is gone. What did I say? Brendan Bobo can make this game 4-0 with one swing of the bat, and he has done so. Brendan Bobo has done it, and the Rafters take a 4-0 lead. He got all the hanging breaking ball. '11th home run of the season for Bobo, and the Rafters are now well in front here. Imagine that. Another error that has hurt the Woodchucks. As Dominic Reed, who had been looking phenomenal on the mound, it's not even fully his fault that happened. Grand slam for Brendan Bobo, and there's still no outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Came in a 1-2 count, too. First swing of the bat in the at-bat by Lordoy is into the stands. And this is where leaving those runners stranded for the Woodchucks really hurts them, as that is a line into the glove of Evan Funkhauser by Lordoy for out number 1 here in the 6th. And the Rafters are in the driver's seat to give the Woodchucks their 6th straight loss now. And that's only out number 1 here in the 6th inning. It's now Garrett Broussard who puts one down the third base line and foul. Brendan Bobo also hit a 3-run home run that gave the Rafters their only 3 runs in the game against the Woodchucks the last time they won here at Athletic Park, and now they are in the driver's seat to win a 2nd straight game here in Wausau. So now, if you will, that is back-to-back games at Athletic Park. Brendan Bobo has hit a home run. And there he is on your screen as Ross Davis, the pitching coach, is going to come out after the base hit by Broussard. Already now the 4th hit in the inning allowed by Dominic Reed. Hits by Jensen, DeGatti, the grand slam by Bobo. And now the single by Broussard, as you see on your screen there. That is Andalo Santangelo getting loose and hot in the bullpen for the Woodchucks. And I bet Ross Davis is saying, if you can just finish this inning, that would be very nice. That would be 5 full on the mound if Dominic Reed can get through it. Before this inning, he retired 14 straight batters, as well as 3 straight 1-2-3s between the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. But now that brings up Anthony Gallison, who hits one into left field underneath the glove of Funkhauser. 5th hit of the inning now for the Rafters. And just like that, there are runners on 1st and 2nd for Wisconsin Rapids. So now it's Alec Castillo, the right fielder, who is 0 for 2. First pitch off speed in there for strike 1 from Reed. Castillo, the right fielder. Golden West College product. And make that 0-2. Swings above the 0-1 off speed. The Woodchucks are going to have to put their rally caps on if they want to try and avoid a 6th straight loss now, as Reed picks up now a 4th strikeout, and that is the 2nd time he has put down Castillo on strikes. And now if Aiden Brewer can't get on base, the Rafters will go through the entire order and bring up the leadoff man, Levi Jensen, for a 2nd time. Aiden Brewer 0 for 2. (1-0) to Aiden Brewer, the shortstop. Still 2 runners aboard as Reed misses high and inside on the fastball. Brewer fly out and a ground out in his 2 at-bats so far against Dominic Reed. It just shows what 1 inning can really do to you if you're able to get some offense working. As Brewer sends one in the air into center field, Mark Schallenberger is coming up for it, and he will grab it. So that will finally be out number 3 here in the 6th, but Brennan Bobo
puts the Rafters in front with, like I said, only one swing of the bat. They lead it now 4-0 off his grand slam and his 11th home run of the season. And the Woodchucks have some catching up to do here on the Northwoods League Baseball Network.